Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Bowder speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Why is it not playing? I just put the fan down that I was just using right now. Because, I mean, yeah, it doesn't show when I'm playing there, but I thought, like, hey, why not? Because it's, I've cooled myself down for enough. Maybe it'll be better. And then it just happened to be the time where, like, the video hit, so it's, like, sprung up. Kind of interesting, actually. But anyway, I might actually put it back on, not gonna lie, because it's, yeah, still is a little warm. And I just come from the quiz where I was wearing all, long sleeve stuff. And my Zane hoodie for the first time in ages. So yeah, let me know if that's disturbing. Yeah, just checking the sound there, making sure there's the bites. But yeah, let me know if that's audible, and I'll switch it off. It's fine. But yeah, for now, something else to warn people about, just the episode in general, because yeah, I was told yesterday on stream by Hacks, who came on to say that they had posted the next episode. I just made the next episode. Turns out the video is 4 days old now, so I guess that's a little bit of hyperbole there, but it's certainly recent enough and flew under my radar until it was mentioned. So I'm glad that he did mention it. So I get that's what we're here to look at today, and it turns out that this one is a little bit longer, it seems, than the other ones, and also a little bit more serious in terms of its subject material. Now, whenever there's like a disclaimer or heavy themes in a gacha video, it's sometimes difficult to think, like, how is this going to be actually portrayed? Maybe a little bit more next time. No, it's fine. It's just that I was like, it flew under my radar as well, so it's not like I. But yeah, like I was saying, it's always difficult when someone says like, oh yeah, we're going to address like these particular topics in here. But actually, considering that normally what happens when I open up a video is that YouTube takes a second to allow me to pause it. So sometimes I'll get to see like the first like frame or two of a video or something like that before I'm able to actually hit the pause button and get the thumbnail and the video and all the other stuff that I do. That's pretty much it, those two things. But yeah, but to do those ones, I end up seeing a couple of things in this one. I actually saw a fairly substantial and serious looking disclaimer. So I guess we're about to see exactly what that consists of and whether or not it lives up to what it actually shows there. There's Lida Sanders as well, who is here for the first time in a while, and Josh, who's always here. But yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and see what happens. This episode is all about Meena, who is a character who I think has been in every single episode, but has never been the prime focus up until now, which I think is kind of like, the MO with Way Down Low and going between the different characters. Now that I've got the format down of this, that should be fairly apparent. But yeah, let's go ahead and have a look, regardless of what it is. But bear in mind, might be some heavy stuff, or there will be some heavy stuff. So yeah, without further ado, on with the review. Warning. There it is. The episode of Way Down Low contains themes of alcohol abuse, panic attacks, emotional breakdowns, a brief self-harm related scene. So already, I really like how this is done because it is not just a case of like, yes, this contains, mistakes, bad grammar, gacha logic, all that nonsense. Or just kind of waving aside the issues. This one is like, we're not going to, dress this up or anything. This is going to be like, actual things that could be legitimate trigger warnings for people. And we're going to highlight them right off the bat. So yeah, pretty well done. I pressed play, by the way. I'm not sure if it's, there we go. Oh yeah, because it was still loading. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. If you or someone you know is struggling, consider seeking help from a mental health professional or local support hotline. Yeah, local sport highlights difficult to like actually like outline, I suppose. Some of the time with like TV studios, they will either have like their own links to actually use or ones that are like fairly well known. So yeah, if this is like a that big of a concern, then yeah, potentially including some of like the more well known and like all encompassing support lines. But either way, honestly, that's just that's just like extra garnish. This on its own is doing a lot right now. But yes, please enjoy the episode. Yeah.
So, today's the day. I'm going to be turning 19 years
Today's the day. Is that a new VA? I don't remember having
old, but I'm not exactly sure how to feel about that. You see, school's been an entirely different experience to me ever
Yeah, this is definitely a different accent.
since the day started. I was 15, and entering the school science fair, I was confident in myself and had already won 3 times before. I felt there was no way I could lose. But everything went wrong. My experiment blew up in my
No, I was to say, well, yeah, I noticed the Brits are just, and Northern to be more specific, because I'm a Brit as well. Hard to tell on the other episodes. There we go. That's why. That's what I was thinking.
face, and all I really did was humiliate myself. When I left the building, I ran into the principal. He instantly made me uncomfortable, telling me how much he knows about me and ordering me to join his secret organization.
Okay, so this is the first drawback I'm gonna say here. I mean, great that you have like the grainy filter here to symbolize, there's the flashbacks in the past and everything, but they're all either extreme close-ups or they're not even like fully framing the actual things in question. Maybe the principal, I don't remember if we've seen the principal or not actually, but maybe the principal is meant to be, kind of like an Ozai figure or Dr. Claw, where where you keep them in shadows, in order to show their influence and everything. If that's the case, then I don't know, because what I would have done is like had the framing of like, I guess Mina's not super tall from what I remember. So you could have had the frame of like Mina actually looking up, probably shorter as she was younger at this point, and then looking up at this figure that is off frame for that reason. I only say that because so far we're getting into a little bit of tell don't show in terms of these visuals, even though we've got the grainy filter and the flashback sequence already prepared, because they're all such extreme close-ups and they're not encompassing everything that Mina's talking about. That's where the tell comes in. Yeah, so it hasn't spoken yet. Well, I mean, yeah, well, speaking and appearing, of course, are 2 different things, but they normally go hand in hand, but okay.
It's the plan of making me better in this situation. Saying no wasn't going to do me any good. And now, I feel even more strange. I've always tried to be kind to people, no matter what response
Yeah, see, why is she out of frame? Exactly this. Here's more of a question, because we've seen them before.
I get. But after meeting Matty, I felt something different.
And he's in frame. See what I mean? That there's no consistency here.
I haven't felt in a long time. But it doesn't matter. There's only one side of me he can really know. I know I could never compete with Sarah, and I know how important the mission is.
The music cutting out actually is pretty appropriate here. Like suddenly, it's like, oh yeah, it's all a natural procedure, and suddenly, but this can't go any further. Nicely done.
So for now, I'll just stick to my role, even if it hurts.
So you thinking about doing it?
I don't know.
Come on, why not?
Alex, I haven't really done parties in a while. Besides, we're working for the principal. I mean, do we really even deserve to have fun?
Hey, listen to me, Cookie. That's not...
I guess that all depends on like what the organization actually does. But I think if they're the same ones that we've seen before that are kind of like sabotaging people, then yeah, absolutely. But if they're a different organization, then we kind of need to like see that first a little bit.
Not you talking, that's him talking. Yes, sure, we've been in some deep shit for a while, but you need to remember we never signed up for this. You aren't a monster, no matter how he tries to frame it. So I say we deserve a damn break for once.
Okay, see, so now I can say this with certainty. Like we still have the issue of every time that it's a different frame, the aspect ratio, not the aspect ratio, the actual like centering changes. I don't know what method you're using for screenshots, but I have to imagine it is probably something akin to like, selecting and dragging across the screen, because that's how you get this kind of inconsistency. I mentioned it in previous episodes, but now this is the most recent one, is even more prevalent. that the ideal thing would be to take like the screenshot of either like the full screen if you need to use like a select tool, and then like fix it in post so they're all like the same measurements, or to find like another method to actually acquire these shots in the first place. Actually, that is what I do, by the way. Whenever I'm making gacha videos, for some reason, the keyboard shortcut to actually take screenshots doesn't send them to all like the same locations, and I use different computers and such, so it's all a little bit different. And so I do use the classic snipping tool, but here's the thing: I use it and I select I go as far as I can to the top left corner and far to the bottom right to make sure I capture the full screen. And then when I'm in the editing, like I said, I fix it in post. Same method, by the way, that I use to get the PNG tubers for the D&D streams on the Butter Bunch, because once you have them and the exact same measurements, you can crop them equally in Fire Alpaca and remove the backgrounds and make sure they're all like synced up. And that's why you never see like my PNG tubers bouncing around or changing sizes when they speak or when they don't, which sometimes happens with some of the other people. So yeah, so yeah, definitely full screen is the way to go until you get to a later part in the process. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's going to be changing, but I've attempted to not make the intense zooms not as repetitive. It's not just like the intense zooms; it's the inconsistencies of everything that's that's the problem. What do you mean? Wow.
Today is about you. Today, we block out the nonsense and just relax.
You do make a fair point.
Of course I do.
I'm not familiar with most of the students, though.
I'll give you some recommendations. Plus, if our targets are there, it just means more information, right?
What if nobody wants to come, though?
They're getting invited to a beautiful magenta-eyed chick's party. Seriously, who isn't coming?
People who don't know the magenta-eyed chick. That is exactly the point, I mean... I guess it would depend on whether or not you have like an image of her on the invitation to know if that's like what you're banking on. But I don't know. Exactly. So so no image here, but I guess Cookie is the one handing them out, so it is easy to tell, I suppose. Okay then. All right. Hi, I'm having a birthday party coming up soon enough, and I think it'd be great if you could make it to the party. It's nothing too crazy, but I'd like to get to know you all. No pressure, of course. I like the second part of this. The first part, coming up soon enough. You've just established that you don't know many people in the school, and therefore it's safe to assume that they don't know you that well, and therefore would not know your date of birth. So saying soon enough in a birthday party invitation is a terrible idea. For reference, even in my street, which in later times tried its best to never state the given year that it would taking place in, even in those early days where we saw like the invitations, they actually specified, at least like the day and month. And then they also said the year in that one. That was before they changed it. But hey, it's in there, which is why you're the canon timeline. Also, yeah, an address is also, a key part of this. Yeah. What kind of invitation it is? The one that demands you ask follow-up questions the second you receive it, and therefore invalidates the purpose of the invitation. I also love how like they could have easily put like a time and address, but it was cast aside in favor of the gigantic word cookie and the drawing of a cookie. that took priority, I suppose.
Your birthday's today?
Yeah.
Hold on, today? No, it said soon enough. She didn't say today. Who hands out birthday party invitations on their birthday? What are you doing? October 2025, Cookie's birthday, October 8th. All right, sure.
Sorry I didn't tell you. I tend to forget about it sometimes.
Yeah, see, right there, look, that shuffle from one side to the other. That's how you got the selecting thing, yeah. Yeah, coming up in 5 hours. Imagine if a film trailer dropped as like, coming today. Get to the theaters immediately. We didn't pay for any more marketing this summer.
Times.
Well then, this is really serious. I've got to make sure this is your best birthday ever.
Oh, Matty, you really don't have to.
I insist. I'm gonna be down there to help out, and I'll help with the cleanup.
That's really sweet of you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Love this shot, by the way. She does look like a giant within it. I appreciate the blocking more so than the proportions in this.
I think I'll be stopping by too.
Yeah, see, even when Cookie is further ahead in the frame right now, she's still so much smaller. I know she's short, but more so than she would, you know, more so than she would be.
I could give this sad party some life.
You are Robin?
Wow, this is...
Sorry, I know it's a little sudden, but it could be a good
A little sudden. Yeah, it's a little sudden, alright.
icebreaker.
I mean, I've never been
I forgot about that.
to a party before, or invited to one. But
I think they did this in an American Dad episode at one point, where Steve and Snot hosted a party for all of the misfits that never get invited to other parties, which is honestly not a bad idea, you know? If it weren't for time travel shenanigans in said episode, it would have gone off without a hitch.
you think I'll come?
You don't have to worry. It's not a concert or anything, just a small get-together. No pressure.
It's not a party, it's a get-together. Where have we heard that before? Phineas and Ferb fans. My birthday's today, come fly over here right now. Yeah, come fly over. Where am I going? Quebec. Yes. Of course. That's my flight. I just get to the airport. Now what do I do?
Damien?
Yep. So, you got a party going on?
Yeah, I've been trying to properly meet some of the students.
Did they teleport further back in the hallway?
Well, happy birthday.
Oh no, it's just the shots. Okay, yeah. I guess this is where we get like the intense zooms thing. But yeah, that's by no means the exclusive issue. But like I said, it's definitely...
It's about time someone recognized me as the life of the party. Ever since the first day, I just knew these invites would just come flooding in. I'll be sure to be there.
Ever since the first day, I knew they'd come flooding in. And now that it's October, I guess a presumed month later...
What's your name again?
Cookie.
That's like one of the only things it says on the invitation. Although I guess the picture of the cookie could you know, lead you to think it was just printed on a piece of paper with the word cookie there. But yeah. All right. Some establishing shots. See, this is where the frames and the zooms do work to its, you know, this guy's lucky ever so boy did not have plans. I mean, it's possible that everyone doesn't have plans, and it's also possible that we just happen to have seen the only people that up to your approach that didn't have plans. Like, she could have been like turned down by other people, but these are the ones that we can expect to at least see. Or at least, you know, the maybes.
It's nothing.
Also, hello, Meena. I forgot the episode is named after you.
Can you just buy that so I can get some sleep?
Oh, come on, memes. I don't bite.
Okay, see, this is how I know that you have knowledge of post-production, because that panning shot is perfectly like either pre-rendered or it's just a screenshot actually, so not pre-rendered in this case. But the character and the background are moving in tandem with each other and not, you know, one resizing over the other. So yeah, you definitely can control the shots and pan them in and such in post. So it stands to reason that you can also do zoom ins and stuff in post if you full screen them.
Yes, of course, you want me to. You've made some interesting friends. Those in the flyer, will you be a dear and introduce me?
The brain is expanding. Well, these are gacha characters. If the brains are expanding, then, you know, we're in trouble.
Easy for you to say. You've got your whole I don't care rebel thing going on. It's like you're invincible or something. She was right, you know. I have become predictable. Too predictable. That's exactly why everyone walks all over me. Well, I won't let that happen anymore.
I don't know if I made this joke before, but I gotta say, you betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world. Anyway.
No, I need you to be my friend,
Live footage of me from last night. Bond Tommy was so confirmed.
Meena. But I don't need you to be my protector. Not anymore. I put up with your attitude all these years, and the one time I show signs of change, you want to call it weird? That's not.
One thing I would have done here, great that you're calling back to this, because quite honestly, it's been a while for me, and I didn't have enough time to rewatch the show like I normally do, so I'm glad that you're reminding us. Although I have, I guess, you know, that's a bit hypocritical for me, because I keep saying you don't need reminders and stuff like this. We can go back and check them. But either way, this reminder is not like super invasive or anything. I actually would have gone a little bit further than this one. Actually, I like the scene over the top of this with like lowered opacity, so we can see it replaying inside of Mina's mind. But either way, it still works.
Not your job. I love you, Meena, but I'm not gonna be your puppet any longer.
So yeah, I guess this does, you know, bring up a good point that yeah, so far, Meena has been very much you know, very abrasive towards like most people. So in some of the cases justified, not gonna lie, but in other cases it does seem like, you know, she did seem that they did need to have like that kind of like sway or control, or she was just trying to give like solid advice, but went about it in the wrong way, which is more what happened in this case. So I guess now we're going to get to see, like, you know, what led to all of those things, which honestly makes this a bit more of like an exciting revelation than most of the other characters who we've seen who haven't had as much focus in other episodes before the one that featured them. But that just sort of goes to the territory when you're making a show and you change the POV, like main character per episode. It's bound to happen at some point. But yeah. Anyway, I just don't see me really getting over this test. Right now I'm both dumb and can't spell. You're a Gacha character, don't worry about it. Shut up, man. I believe in you. I believe in ooh. It isn't the end of the world. Not yet, it's not. You know, depends on what the principal's cooking up. Also, multiple frames for a text story. This is new. Really talk about this. Okay, so this is where, like, okay, so as far as like I would about text stories go, I assume that this is either, you know, because it's not the same app, but having like the sound effects of the text really did like all the heavy lifting for some of those like Gacha videos from back in the day, or having like some form of music here or something to like, you know, distract the ears basically would have helped out a lot. Maybe even like having Mina's VA, like, you know, like voice out these texts, and then like correct themselves. Yeah.
Ugh, this is stupid. Wish she would just say something.
Yeah, like that. There you go. Oh. Okay. I put her last because she'll probably be the hardest to invite. Good luck. Did you need to remind yourself of that fact? Why was that specified on the list here? And also, if this were, I guess this is a printed list. I suppose it would have handwritten if it wouldn't look like that. But yeah, even there's no point. Unless it's a list of instructions of trying to find certain people, right? And it's like, you know, like maybe like Matt is, oh, there's as recommendations. I mean, hey, at least Mina's on there, I suppose.
Go away.
Hello. My name's Cookie. I was told you were friends with Alex. I'm having a birthday party and I wondered if you wanted to come.
What? Who said I was friends with that? Never mind.
See right there, sound effects, even if we don't like get a shot of her like actually showing up here. Because that means we also get to see like Cookie's like awkward stance while this is all going down. And I guess a convenient shot of Cookie's face so we don't get to see. What we've done there is actually do like a slow zoom in towards Cookie. So that by that point you can get to the door and it'll be, you know, less obvious of a cover up.
I'm sorry, is this a bad time?
Nope. This is the perfect time to invite me to a shit show.
It's nothing too big. Just a few students, and then you're welcome to come by if you'd like. I think it's going to be pretty fun.
The fact that it's your own party and you don't even know doesn't exactly fill me with hope.
Well, you can never be entirely sure about these kind of things, can you? I mean, you can be as confident as you like, and it can still turn out disastrous. You never know, especially if you're the host. But also, this sort of like is what I would say. Like this interaction sort of invalidates the whole point of the invitations, because they're just going to need to like ask them for details later, or you know, specify what's happening. So then even the writing all the invitation that he did make it on there is also now pointless.
I'm sorry.
Ugh, stop apologizing, it's annoying.
That was a ripping sound. Is she gonna get the full picture now?
Look, I got enough junk mail. If I wanted to go, I'd know about it. Now get lost.
Ah, what do you see? About that, about knowing about it in advance. Well, do I have a story for you, Meena? So that was the episode. Please leave a like or dislike because you're a bit... It just cuts there. You're like a fake credits joke in there somewhere.
Birthday party. What are we, in first grade?
Yeah, see, this is what I mean in terms of... this is what... I know I keep harping on like the screenshots and everything. But when you're changing a character's facial expression and they're not even talking, it's more obvious because we're supposed to focus on them. If our eyes are jutting around the place, it's going to be worse for us to do that.
I don't know. I need to get out of this room, but at the same time, what if he's there? No way, right? Who's to say that little dork even knows Maddie?
Well, since you say that. Although that would have been a good question to ask in the moment. If that was your concern, you could be like, hey, is Maddie going to be there? Although I guess it is Meena. She might not want to reveal that she's uncomfortable with Matty being there, maybe.
Go to that party only for myself. Blend into the background, take whatever I need, and leave.
Take whatever you need. The snacks, probably.
And then I can get back to rotting away on my bed.
I presume that he is making a face in some sort of mirror that's off screen.
Where are you going?
Already told you, tonight's Cookie's birthday.
Well, I like Cookie. When can I come?
Because it's not...
Because you keep breaking continuity with your size and attire?
Not for kids.
I'm not a kid.
What was that about?
I'm adolescent. I have every right to go.
Sure you do. And that's definitely not a koala hat I see on your head.
Yeah, now that you mention it, of course. Hello, what's up? I'm here to invalidate your argument, I guess. Although the koala hat is one thing, but the mittens and boots as well, not really boots, they're more like slippers. Yeah, the mittens and slippers are probably the biggest giveaway here.
Hey, that's not fair. Kiki Koala is an important member of this family.
That's great to hear, sis. I'll be back at 9 p.m.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Look right there.
Wait, that depends. Are you going to be home alone if that's the case? If so, then yeah, maybe you should come along, actually.
There are 3 hours of Cocomelon nonstop on YouTube. I mean, man.
Does Cocomelon do Roblox videos? I don't actually know. I know they do like original animations, but like, is Roblox a key part of that? I don't know.
Man, I wish I had that growing up.
You do? I mean, there was always something. See, here's the thing. Even if you don't have like 3-hour compilations or something, honestly, ever since the dawn of time, there has been the dawn of like, you know, visual media. I mean, there's been some way There's been something to, keep the kids busy, let's say. It's just that people don't think about like what was their version of that until it was much later. I remember actually seeing something about, was someone complain about like Fruit Love Island? The new thing that people are saying, like, what is the point of this? So literally just like a bunch of sentient fruit doing silly things. And then you got to remember that the annoying orange was a thing. So, it depends. This inside joke, and I was just being sarcastic. I mean, yeah, I guess this VA doesn't really sound sarcastic in this instance, but all right, if it's an inside joke, then so be it.
I don't watch that garbage.
Well, find something else. Love you. Bye.
Ah, yes. So look at that, Nightmare on Elm Street, or something like that. I don't know.
Ugh, you're gonna pay for leaving me here, big brother.
See, that's the kind of Home Alone movie that we need next. It's just it's just one where the kid is left home alone on purpose by a neglectful sibling and trashes the house in retaliation. And it just so happens that the criminals, or whatever in that movie end up like showing up, and then it turns out that everything gets pinned on them, and the kid gets up being like having to either confess because Christmas or gets off scot-free. I don't know, one of those two. Home Alone 7. There you go. That's the plot.
So, what do you think, Sarah? Do I look good?
I think you look adorable, Matt. Though you probably look better with it off.
Well, you save that for later because we've got a party to go to. Although I will say that delivery sounds exactly like how Aiden would say that in a D&D session. Not gonna lie.
Hey, Alex.
Cookie, did we really need to have it at your place?
What's wrong with it?
That no one knows where it is. And nothing's wrong.
I could barely see anything getting here. Had to stop for gas multiple times, and I may or may not have hit something on the way here.
Hold on. You had to stop for gas multiple times? Assuming that you filled up the tank each time, how far away is Cookie's commute? I know she's a Brit, as you mentioned, but does she actually live in Britain compared to everyone else? If so, that's more than just gas you need, that's plane tickets.
And this is the address.
I mean, to be fair, this is honestly like, a good place for like a teen/young adult party because, the ominous facade of the house is probably inviting enough to that demographic.
Well, there's no going back now.
Settle down, people. I know I'm famous, but you really don't need to be taking any pictures.
Please tell me that, yeah, thank you. I was about to say, that's some good cinematography there.
Who are you talking to?
My audience.
He's rehearsing.
The crickets, because I'm pretty sure no one's out here.
That's what I call my fan base on Twitch. I call them my crickets. Honestly, he would be a streamer.
Man, you always have to ruin everything, don't you?
Was that Goofy? Was it Goofy cars and like what passed by was when recording? Or?
Mm-hmm. Are you coming inside?
Nope. I got some things to do. And surely you can handle yourself in there, right?
Then why are you here? Oh wait, unless like they came together, but he like stood far away. From the proxemics, it does seem like they came separately, but I guess they probably...
You know exactly what I'm doing for your information, Devin. This is gonna be more than just a party.
Actually, no, that makes sense, actually. Damien was still avoiding Devin because of episode 1. Yeah, fair.
Shit, I'm late. Get inside.
And then, I was just wondering what kind of crazy person puts pineapple on pizza. And then...
Wait a second.
Wow, you'd be a huge fan of Sylvia. / I laugh at my own jokes.
Maddie, I need to take care of something.
Take care of something or someone. Not the cricket. Don't shoot the cricket.
Damn it.
Oh, I could see the bar there from the cropped out image.
Oh, hey!
Oh yeah, you're that kid from the dodgeball game. Good to see you. No hard feelings, right?
No, it was a pretty close game.
Thank you guys so much for helping me set up. I think I've actually begun to look forward to this.
I'm gonna head to the bathroom.
Good thing that Meena happens to have the incredibly convenient habit of closing her eyes when entering a new domicile, and also keeping her hand on the door for long enough for someone to make a tactical retreat while speaking very loudly and not hearing said person. Okay?
Look who it is.
Oh, Meena!
Also, I guess it's unfortunate for Meena that she showed up to want to try and blend in, but classic move here of being one of the first people to show up.
I'm glad you changed your mind.
Don't get excited. I'm not here for you. I just didn't have anything better to do.
Whatever you say.
That rhymed.
Not in the mood, Alex.
I'm kind
Kitchen by Wednesday was like for Devon, but he had left. Yeah, the way they said that, like, you know, when okay, yeah, all right.
of surprised you came, Robin.
I am a little too, but it's been nice so far.
So far, how long have you been?
Oh, you haven't seen the best part yet.
Yes, because they're still on the setup phase. Of course, he hasn't seen the best part yet.
I've got something big planned for this. That's gonna steal the show.
Really?
You know what'd be ironic is that when Cookie said before that it wasn't gonna be a concert, I would actually love it if Devon actually like starts like, you know, drop like his latest single or something. As like he does become a concert.
What is it?
Can't tell you just yet.
Fair. Keep the surprise. Showmanship. I appreciate that.
Who are you?
Oh, this could be a Home Alone situation. We've got the kid and the bandit.
Who am I? Who are you? What's the
That should be like, who am I? Who are you?
big idea? Sneaking
Yeah, that needed a retake.
up on me while I'm trying to get into this house?
What was that sound?
Yeah, that VA needs a bit more like redirection with those lines. I'm not sure if that was fully like internalized.
Probably a bat.
I follow my brother here.
You're trying to get into the party?
Yes?
Good luck with that, kid. A short weakling like you can't
Okay, that emphasis there was perfect. Yeah.
pull off something like this on your own.
Kid, you only look a few youngers older than me. What's your name?
Okay. So, given what I've just seen and this talked about, and now seeing that correction, it does seem like you don't ask your VAs for any retakes if they get something wrong, which I would definitely say that absolutely should be the next step in evolving this series.
Name's Frick.
Your name is Frick?
Duh.
What kind of name is that?
The kind of name that Josiah Schneider would put in a video.
Coolest name in the world. You may find it funny now, but in 20 years when I grow up and take over the world, nobody's gonna be laughing at me.
I mean, they could use your own name as an expletive when they see you coming, so I guess, yeah, that's fair. When you take over the world, that will be a thing people will start saying more.
What?
Alright, I'm not allowed to say bad words, so this is what I had to settle for, okay?
If you're not allowed to say bad words, first of all, you're in private. Second of all, does that mean that your name is something else and you've censored yourself? Oh no. Oh no, if that's the case.
That makes more sense.
So, who are you?
My name is Lizzie.
Lizzie? That's a really stupid name.
Hey, that's not nice.
How dumb must your mom been to give you that name?
Well, it's better than being named a swear word.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. If it is a censored name, yeah, it is better than a swear word, absolutely. I think he's projecting here.
Hey, my name is way cooler than yours.
Why are we yelling if we want to get into this party?
You're right. We should probably shut up now.
So
Yeah, which is where you should have like turned down your own volume, VA, so that you can exemplify that that's unless the joke was that they still continue shouting. If so, it's not like too far in the middle, I think, actually, to do that kind of thing properly. You know, it's not like why are we yelling? I don't know, or something like that. It's not even that.
stop yelling!
Okay. Anyways, my cousin. This is her party, and she's not letting me in it because it's for adults.
Wait, hold on. So, wait a second. So, I guess he does work for a shady organization, but with Cookie's like kind and generous personality, it does seem like she wouldn't be the kind to throw a child into the streets or 13-year-old, whatever. Come on.
Just like I'm 13. How much more adult could I be?
5 more years.
I know my big
There's your answer.
brother's up to something, and I'm gonna steal whatever he's up to.
Alright, I'll let you join. First things first, we gotta get on that roof. Unless you're afraid of heights.
That was a pretty good gulp. By the way, I just gotta say this. Remember the disclaimer from the beginning? We are essentially like 2/3 of the way through this video right now, so I'm wondering if like all the disclaimers and trigger warnings are gonna come in like the last third all squished together. Oh, so he has a home and just went to okay. I thought like because it said like cousin and I threw him out like so somehow he found out about the party like the day when it was arranged. Like did he like show up for like a spontaneous visit and then at the door stand in his face or something?
What are you doing?
Well,
Alex insisted that we make the cake from scratch.
Why waste your time with that when you could just buy one?
Honestly, for a party that's this last minute, buying a cake would be 100% a justified solution. Multiple cakes if you think that there are going to be enough guests that show up.
Do you want to come help? I feel like it might be more fun if we do it together instead.
It'd be more efficient.
Even if we make a mess, it'll be worth it. Maybe
Oh, I was about to say, you know, this is her kitchen, so yeah, she's allowed to say that.
you'd enjoy it too.
Alright, I guess.
I used to be a master chef before the tragedy. 20 minutes later. Oh, look at that. She's got cake batter on her cheeks. I sure hope that someone doesn't rub it off for her and try to kiss her. Oh, look at that. Guess who showed up?
Hey guys, here comes the alcohol.
Okay, thanks. I heard alcohol for some reason. No, alcohol makes more sense. Actually, no, you know what? What did he actually say? I want to hear that line again.
Hey guys, here comes the alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol. He definitely said alcohol. Again, this is why you need retakes.
Man, it is fun being 18.
Or I suppose, yeah, I suppose 19, the kid's cooking now. But I also love how you clarified that. It's just being like, don't worry, they're not underage drinking. Although if this is set in the US, they are in fact underage drinking, but, you know, if it's set anywhere else, then they're not.
What's up with you and Meena? You two have been avoiding eye contact all night.
We had a pretty bad.
Okay, actually, you know what? Him mentioning it's great being 18. I think I should have like taken a swig himself in the other bottle. Actually,
Argument a few weeks ago. I think we both felt a bit guilty.
Well, why don't you talk to her?
What? Damien, it isn't that easy.
This is
don't worry, she's drunk now. She'll have fewer inhibitions, so she'll probably open up to you a bit more.
a party, bro. Now's the time to let those inhibitions out. Go
Inhibitions. Inhibitate. I've already made my point. I've already said it. I'm not going to say it again.
over there and talk to her.
No,
Hey everyone, we gotta go defeat Ambidextrous, you know, the villain of Fallen Angels, definitely not called anything else.
I can't do that.
Okay. You just need some encouragement.
Wait, Damien, I really don't think this is a good...
You know that sometimes alcohol is called liquid courage? I thought he was gonna give him, like, you know, the bottle or something there.
Idea!
And now, I'll leave you two to work out, whatever you've got going on.
Hey.
Hey.
So, well, this is,
Yeah?
Oh, I guess I'm struggling to find the,
I think this is probably, like, the best, like, acted interaction we've had in the video so far. It's very rare that something like this can be done well. And honestly, most of the time I see this done well, it's in a voice-acted video, I think. Because, you know, you just get more from it in that case. So yeah, pretty nice.
So all you have to say to me is,
No! It's just, well, I can't really...
You don't have to pretend, alright? If you didn't want to talk to me, you should have just said that. It's fine.
No, wait! I'm just terrible at small talk! Come back! How was your day? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Now try again. No.
Meena, are you feeling okay?
Yep. This is the best night of my life.
You know you drank more than anyone else has.
So? Isn't it a house party?
You know, well, yeah, true. That is fair. Like, the legality of alcohol consumption does vary, you know, in house parties versus, you know, other public venues. That's fair. But actually, also, bit of a fun story here. I remember being at an after party, which is also in someone's house. After party specifically being, like, you know, post, like, you know, a show that we were all in, basically. And I don't remember who it was that said this, but they were getting fairly drunk. Bear in mind that, you know, house parties, you know, like, you know, underage drinking, I think past like 13 or something is legal with adult supervision. So that's why, you know, in the case of shows that featured a lot of teens, like that one that I was in, yeah, people were getting wasted. So this, including this one girl who was definitely struggling, was doing like the bit of like the stagger basically. And so it's like, are you okay? You've had a lot. It's like, oh, don't worry about me. I've already had like, you know, this thing, 2 of these, 2 of that, you know, and listened off all of them and was fully convinced that that was completely normal and that it wasn't going to be an issue or wasn't causing an issue in the slightest. I think she was eventually convinced otherwise by the fact that she was told to cut like you know, like one of those like, you know, like pizza bagel snacks or something, and then stared at the knife and the pizza bagels and wasn't able to compute the task. At that point, she realized, yes, I might be a little wasted. I might be a bit tipsy, let's say.
I'll do whatever I want.
I should clarify, she was fine, you know. Like most times after parties, people, you know, people you know, got carried away, but most of the time they were fine.
You'll have to pay for it. Now, I'm gonna go over there. Don't follow me.
Okay, just take care of yourself. Does she look okay to you?
Gotta admit, it is.
I mean, she stopped and is standing still in the middle of the room like that for no apparent reason. So yeah, no, she's gone.
Strange. Never pictured her as the heavy drinking type.
Something's not right. No.
Also, this I guess is like, well, you know, the warning from before about, you know, alcohol use, even though it is legal. But yeah, again, still a good point because, you know, this is an excessive alcohol use here.
I've got to.
And yes, one time someone in an after party did in fact, you know, collapse. I said most people were fine. At a different party I was at, we were there for an hour, and somehow someone was legless by the end.
Do something about this.
No!
Hey!
Meena?
Don't fucking touch me! All of you are out to get me! You're trying to be nice and it pisses me off! This is pointless!
Okay, as much as this music is diegetically, or non-diegetically, I suppose, like very appropriate, some diegetic music here for the party would have made perfect sense, I think. You know, so they're not partying in silence.
It doesn't fix anything. You're all fucking backstabbers and traitors. All I have is myself, just myself, and the one person that I thought I could rely on won't even talk to me. And you're supposed to be my best friend.
Meena,
You couldn't wait to tear me apart just like the rest of them, like everyone.
Tear me apart.
And now, I have no one yet again. I'm just a loser.
Okay, before we get to this point, because we were warned about the self-harming, so I knew this was coming. But I just got to say right here, yeah, Mina's VA definitely excels here because it is very difficult, especially in the Gacha community, to find somebody who's able to convincingly do a drunken anything, let alone a drunken meltdown. So yeah, kudos there. And okay, but I'm also very skeptical about the fact she had the knife on her this entire time, unless she picked it up from the kitchen. I would have thought that what would have happened was that she would have gone inside the kitchen and picked something up rather than just had it on her person.
I'm gonna...
Hey.
I just want...
It's okay.
I think this is the thumbnail moment, right? Where she like collapses in the thumbnail and, just facing the opposite way, but still. You know, the real shame here is that Damien is asleep because, well, first of all, he seemed to have, well, I guess the surprise was alcohol. I guess he already did that thing. But considering like how Damien first approached Meena in the first episode, seeing her at her most vulnerable would have given him some perspective on why that happened. Still not a great reaction from Meena, but also terrible start from him. To give him some clarity, but he's going to miss the whole thing. Kind of a shame there, but everyone else, yeah. This public meltdown is definitely going to come back to haunt her, if she remembers it, because she might forget she is drunk. But yeah. Words of a joke, so the time to say it in this moment. Okay, see, actually, this is a good thing to address here in terms of joke characters. Because yeah, joke characters absolutely are ones that can be difficult to write scenes sometimes, but that's only if their entire personality revolves on jokes. If you remember that joke characters have humanity to them, you know that some of the time they're able to switch it off. It's kind of like, to use like a very old example, Odd De La Robia in Code Lyoko. He was always like the wisecracker, but as soon as the Xan attacks actually happened, he locked in. He was still like, crack jokes occasionally to cope with what was going on. But you could tell that, under the surface, like he absolutely was still as committed as everyone else was to doing the right thing. Give or take an episode where some of them like flake out for various different reasons. It's a long series. That happens sometimes. But most of the time, that was the case. A more relevant example, even though it only came out like 2 years after Code Lyoko, is Sokka in Avatar Last Airbender. Because, yeah, Sokka, 100% the joke character of the series, but was still able to lock in, either like be the leader, have his own character arcs, show his protective and brave side consistently. And to know that he was the one also like guiding them quite a lot of the time as well, and emphasizing the severity of what was happening, even if he himself detracted from said severity on several different occasions. So that to me is like what happens like when joke characters have to feel like both jokes and characters, I would say. because there's the moment that they're not is when they become like caricatures, and then they're not interesting, to follow anyway, or to even or to think much about beyond, dance puppets dance, basically. So this would have been a good chance for Damien to see that and to have a serious moment to sort of like invite that kind of thing in here.
Guys, I think it's time for us all to go home.
You're right. This definitely took a turn.
What about Meena?
I'll drive her home. She's really exhausted right now. She can't do it herself.
Again, do you know where she lives?
She's out cold. Be careful with her when you get in the car.
Yeah.
And speaking of joke moments, yeah, here we go. This is the right time to do that after the meltdown's already happened.
Aha! You thought your impeccable defenses would keep me out, but I always find a way in.
What are you up to?
That's the first time I've heard like the wrong "your" be said in voice acting. You are impeccable defenses.
Big brother?
Freddy,
Lizzie,
what are you doing here?
My name.
Okay, Alex definitely needs to have a bit more like emotion. I was like, Lizzie, what are you doing here? She just burst through a roof. You can't be like, Lizzie, what are you doing here? That's not enough.
Is Frick, and since I knew you won't let me into the party, I invited myself. Now, you have no choice but to let me in.
Well, bad news for you, kid. Party's over. Thanks for crashing it.
What?
And that's
literally crashing it.
for you, Lizzie. Your little espionage trip is over.
Come on, you can't punish this face, right?
Nice try, Liz. You're grounded. Don't ever do that.
I should also note that Yoshi took off all the panda attire as well, probably to see more I don't know, yeah. His name's Freddy, I see. Okay.
That again.
Oh man, no fair.
Okay, Freddy. You're going to stay here until your parents get here. Don't touch
And probably pay the bill for the roof.
anything.
You aren't gonna tell them about this, are you?
She kind of has to. You put a hole in the roof.
Yes, I am. Thanks for everything, Matty and Alex. I'll be back.
No problem.
I had a lot of fun, for the most part.
Hey, Damien, it's time to get up.
Oh, they came out of a vent. Okay, because I heard like like breaking stuff. But all right, sure. that's way better.
Wait, the party's already over?
Is that Red Fine? Din 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 din. It is. Okay. I guess it's a warped copyright-free version. All right. Is she driving sideways? Is she driving? Wait a second. Yeah, that's absolutely the car swerving to the... No. No, the windows are tinted so you can't see anything. But yep, still going that way.
Glad you're awake.
I'm surprised Mina's in the back seat versus being in the front to so you can keep an eye on her more closely.
Oh, God. Cookie, I'm such a...
I would say no seatbelt too, but, honestly, Gacha props, sure. She's just Tokyo drifted. Yeah, honestly. Something's happening.
What do you...
Couldn't find any moving scenery for the life of me, so I had to settle for this. Okay. So here's where keyframing comes in handy. Because I know that like with walking cycles and stuff, you're not always like, the best with that. But see the thing, how you like, you zoom in and you pan through shots and stuff in your editing software, because like, and you're able to do those in the moment. Yeah, same process there, keyframing. You can, instead of like zooming in or something, you can just like drag that and from the camera mode and then like drag it across a background, and that will create your own moving scenery that you can then use. That goes in the direction that you desire. Although for the record, there should be stock footage on YouTube if you needed to find something convenient. But if for sake of argument that you didn't, then there's always that option.
What do you mean?
That's all like those moving backgrounds that people make in Gacha are, like the ones like Beowulf made, for example. That's how those were done.
This whole thing was about you, and all I did was make it about me. I ruined it.
No, Meena, you didn't ruin the party. If anything, I could tell something was bothering you the whole day. And I'm glad you let all that emotion out. Even if it wasn't in the best circumstances. I was never really throwing this party for me. I just wanted to have a moment with all of you.
You're so nice to me. I haven't done it.
And that was kind of for you as well, but it was for everyone.
You deserve it.
Because I thought about it, and we aren't so different. You tonight could have easily been me if...
We're not so different, Like, we can see the signs now. It's even worse. Oh no.
I kept hiding my emotions. I feel like we've got something to learn from each other.
Actually, what you probably could have done is like just had like the night sky most of the time. Maybe like a lamppost or two. That would have worked for moving scenery.
And, well, I could use a new friend.
Thanks. You kind of remind me of me from a while ago. I guess that really bothered me.
If it makes you feel any better, I've kind of got a secret of my own.
What is it?
I have a crush on Matty.
Oh, I thought it could be like, I work for the principal in a secret agency. That's the real secret.
But, you know, we probably won't work out, especially since he's with Sarah.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you mean you probably won't work out? Yes, if he has a girlfriend, then no.
Well, for what it's worth, I think you two would be great together.
I had a slight run-in with the rival associate. I have a feeling he's involved with the government. Yes, I understand. If I ever come into contact with him, I'll be sure to kill him. It might be time to start the next phase of this mission.
Okay. Alright then, so that was Way Down Low episode 6. And okay, I'm gonna mute it so I can keep talking. But yes, I forgot that you have like the different different like profiles for different people. That's great. So yeah, going back to I suppose the disclaimer at the very beginning of this. I mean, yeah, were the topics and were the themes done in like in an appropriate manner that doesn't glorify things or anything? I would say, yeah. Wait, hold on, it ain't filler. Oh, beach episode, let's go. I love beach episodes, especially when they're not filler. The non-filler beach episodes are the best. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the actual the actual like moments where these things were included, like yeah, it was not only, you know, small doses and not glorified and clear the result of like the deterioration of a character, but they were also plot relevant. You know, that I think a lot of the time, I guess, because when other GotTubers tried to use those themes and started doing it in like the first episode, so you end up with you end up with having to establish characters with those exact flaws already and not really like delving deep into them, or just like showing, you know, the immediate like extreme examples and such. You know, insert, you know, all of the alcoholic parents, for example, of, you know, of main characters from, you know, stories from back in the day. But yeah, this one progressed rather slowly, and then sort of like escalated rather quickly at the end. You know, rose red cat type prickly, holy knife in your pocket escalated quickly type of situation. I still wonder why Meena had that knife on her person when we already had a kitchen setting. Unless I missed her collecting it somehow, in which case, you know, that's on me. But yeah, like this I don't know if this provides like further insight into Meena like I thought it was going to. I'm gonna find out like what was about her, because anything, this is more about like Cookie's backstory than it was about Meena, which is interesting because, you know, the episode was supposed to not be about her in Cookie's own words, but it kind of was in that same instance, which is great, which is why it's great they both share the last scene together. You know, honestly, both of them could use more friends. You know, one so that, you know, she doesn't feel betrayed and alone the time that she has a falling out with the one friend she has, and the other one because that was what she wanted the whole time. So pretty great resolution for both of them, at least like in the moment, short resolution, let's say. And yeah, as for as for the others, or like the mechanics of the party itself, like yeah, the two kids trying to break in, classic thing. Unfortunately, they didn't get much time to do much else really, but I suppose like they're kind of being set up for like later episodes potentially. Their friendship is probably going to be, I would love to see more of them, because they have such, you know, such like dynamic personalities that it would be great to see like them like either like team up for some like weird shenanigans of some to some degree at some point. It's not like a Gumball and Darwin situation, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah, and like I said, the awkward interaction between between Meena and Matty, trying to repatch things, but obviously not being able to do so. If they'd never fallen out before, obviously like that was a huge meltdown from his perspective. But it's one thing that's not going to be there's not aided by the fact that the response to that, instead of like the promise of improvement or self-reflection being a case of like everyone's against me, is not going to help them. I hope that at some point when the resolution happens between Meena and Matty, they acknowledge the fact that like Mina's response to it does not help with like the patching things up and is symbolic of the toxicity between the two of them. And that's something that she needs to help to work through. Whilst at the same time, Matty realizing that her intention was never to be super controlling. She just doesn't know how to have friends. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen from the future in terms of there. Performance-wise, things varied. I had those very good moments from almost all the VAs, and other moments where retakes could have happened. Honestly, if that's the one take out of this, is like, make sure that, to ask for retakes of lines from your VAs if you need them. Because in a lot of cases, yeah, you did need them. That would take priority over like, the issues with the camera, which is still something that, absolutely has to be fixed for sure. But, the VA stuff take priority, because I mentioned a lot of the time, like when the science is being like used for good or like not for, or not being as good. And because, it was because like when it comes to even like any like audio visual media, if the visuals end up lacking in some way, but the audio is still impressive enough, people will, the ear will sort of like, overrule the eye in that sense. I think that there are like studies about this or something, that people will be more likely to continue to watch something with good audio, with good audio and bad visuals than, good visuals and bad audio, or bad visuals and bad audio. Not these visuals are like, super bad or anything, but like I said, there's definitely some room for improvement. I like all the custom backgrounds that were used and the attempt at shot composition, including the one that I mentioned before where like Sarah was like super gigantic. Although I guess in this like thumbnail frame here, she does look significantly taller. So maybe that's just she was always a giant. I just never noticed. And of course, the real shame was, not being able to give like just the the joke character a serious moment. Because you want to have like that, the character be three-dimensional in that sense. Give your joke characters serious things, or give your serious characters joke things, because ultimately, ultimately what makes characters seem like much more relatable and human to people is their versatility, is the fact that they're not just archetypes of themselves. If they do exemplify that, first and foremost, then that's one thing. It's like kind of like I mentioned before with My Street, where a lot of the characters wore their personalities on their sleeves, like their big archetypes, but they were still able to have variations within that and still able to come out of those moments. If either the story needed it to happen, or if there was a moment that became serious enough that was the case, which is why the show could get much more serious and did get much more serious, and it didn't feel too out of place. Yeah. Enough of just being a joke in later episodes. Glad to hear it. Meena and Matt have been for 3 years. Matt usually threw out for a girl. Meena negative history. It's Matt and Meena will also have a safe moment together. Next up, yeah, okay, great. Because that's the one thing that I really wish we had more of, aside from like the Damien serious moment. Like I wish we had more of like, this episode was about Meena, but wasn't really about Meena in the sense of like like what led her to be like the way that she actually is, as you just established there. We saw the falling out last episode, but like why it affected her as much, or like why she was in a position to where it would affect her as much, wasn't really tackled here necessarily. It was more the falling out of everything that happened to coincide with Cookie's plan. But that does mean me to think, like, again, Cookie and Meena having that resolution at the end, it does mean that, like, yeah, at this point in the show, it's great that, like, characters we've seen in, like, almost every episode, again, they're, like, their featured moments. But, yeah, actually, if this continues, then, yeah, sharing the spotlight with each other and, like, having, a partnership of screen time, then, yeah, that might be the way to go in certain instances. So, yeah, I guess again remains to be seen. But ultimately, retakes, camera fix. If nothing else, those two things, please, for the love of everything. But I hope everyone else enjoyed this and wasn't too triggered, even though it wasn't too triggering in the end. But it's good to cover your bases, like I said before. Pretty sweet disclaimer, all things considered. But I guess we'll see you next time for the beach episode, whenever that happens. So until then, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. I will also not be around. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I've got a flight the next day, and then I'll be away the next day, so I'll be coming back. So might be a while before I do my next stream and such. But yeah, either way, subscribe if you've done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.